made an impact in life. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let me take the opportunity of introducing our next session. This will be in conversation with my colleague Devika Chopra, who continues on stage, and joining her a set of fascinating people who are doing such important work, and many of them have made a name for themselves. Many of them are achieving something special. One of them is achieving it from within the ranks of government. Let's give a big round of applause as they enter the stage. Dr. Purnima Devi Barman, wildlife conservationist from Assam. Pooja Elangbam, who is the Deputy Commissioner of Bishnupur district in Manipur. She's done a fabulous job in promotion of tourism in the state of Manipur. And of course, you understand all the cultural importance given the situation there at this point of time. Rima Das, one of the most important filmmakers of our times, is also with us here. Can I invite you, Rima ji? She's a national awardee. Could I invite all three of you to come and join us on stage? Could I request everybody else to kindly settle down? I'm sure there'll be plenty of photo opportunities. Thank you very much. Rima ji, Purnima ji, Pooja ji, could we have all of you on stage, please? All right, Devika, over to you.
Thank you so much. So, we have a very diverse set of women who join us from a very diverse part of India, which is the Northeast. I have with me Pooja ji, who's the DC of Bishnupur, so she is a part of public life. Dr. Purnima Devi Barman, she's a wildlife conservationist, and she has many accolades to her name. And we have Ms. Rima Das, she's a filmmaker and national awardee. So, firstly, thank you so much to all of you for taking our times from your very busy schedules. There's a lot of important work that all of you are doing. I want to, of course, begin by asking, if I may, with Ms. Pooja. Pooja ji, if you can explain a little bit about your journey to our viewers, what was it like and what inspired you to join the civil services, and what were the biggest challenges?
Thank you so much, Devika, and thank you to NewsX and the Sunday Guardian Foundation for inviting me for this wonderful event. So currently, I'm serving as TC Bishnupur, and I'm an IAS of the 2018 batch. So my journey started when I saw my father, who's also an IPS officer,
wow.
and he also served in Manipur, and I also saw the kind of impact he had on the ground, the kind of interaction, the kind of service he gave to the people of Manipur, and I was always inspired as a child. When I was a child, he also was part of a UN peacekeeping mission in Bosnia and Herzegovina,
wow.
and that really changed the way I saw service and community. And also because I stayed in a boarding school most of my life. I went to Wellham Girls School. After that, I was in St. Stephen's College, and I was in JNU. And so all these years away from home, you know, I felt compelled to go back and find my roots, and I always wanted to serve in Manipur. So I'm so fortunate that when I gave the UPSC exams, I was able to get my home cadre. And it has been an honor. It has been challenging, definitely. And especially as a woman, people are always doubting you. Especially when I got my DC posting, they said she's too young, she's a woman. How will she handle law and order situations? You know, because Manipur is also a sensitive place, and sometimes things flare up, more violence takes place. So a lot of doubters, a lot of skepticism was there. So it has been a challenge, but I feel that that is also an added motivation to perform well, to put in more efforts, because as a woman, I feel we have to work harder. We have to put in twice the effort to be respected and recognized and thought capable of where we are. So my parents have always been supportive. My husband has been wonderful. And I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I feel that I have to do this for her.
Oh, how nice. I didn't know that. And that's so lovely. And I'm sure she'll in a couple of years, maybe even get to see this clip, and I'm not sure she understands much of it right now, but this is going to be such a special moment to share with her as well. But Pooja ji, I want to understand from you, when you talk about challenges, specifically about serving in the Northeast, can you tell us about one of the biggest challenges you face, and something that, sometimes public life can be very heartbreaking as well, especially for people who come with very pure, good intention of just doing well for society. So it can be a very stressful and sometimes a heartbreaking job, but one has to wake up the next day and go back to duty. Can you tell us one such moment, and how did you come out of it?
Definitely, Devika, serving in the Northeast comes with its set of challenges, especially in the last few years. In Manipur, we have seen difficult times with situations getting out of hand. I've seen people who are neighbors turn on each other. We have seen mob violence, communal hatred. So that has been heartbreaking for me, because I've had friends and colleagues from all communities, and we've always had good relations. But to see that spilling out and actually destroying lives, that has been so heartbreaking. We are trying our best to mend situations and heal. Currently in my district, we have around 10,000 internally displaced persons sheltering in relief camps. So we are working day and night to make sure that they are able to rebuild their lives. We are trying to rebuild their homes. We are trying to rehabilitate them and give them livelihood opportunities. So that has been one of the biggest challenges. I have seen people who were thriving in their hometowns but have been displaced by the law and order situation. So they are trying to find their feet on the ground once again. And I'm seeing wonderful people, especially women, women with small children, trying to start a business, trying to start weaving, trying to start with small enterprises so that they are able to provide for their families. So we are trying to help them as much as possible from the government side, but we also are seeking collaboration from foundations, from philanthropic organizations who would also like to help out as much as possible. But I believe that this situation has also shown the resilience of the people in Manipur, and I'm seeing that people want to heal, we will want to move forward in their lives, and we want to help them reach a new level of peace and prosperity.
And you've also made some strides in as far as digital India is concerned. I'll come to that in just a moment and understand the projects that you're working on. But let me also take this moment to introduce Dr. Purnima Devi Barman. She's a wildlife conservationist. Dr. Barman, tell our audiences about the Hargila army that you've created. How does that empower women? How are you leading the empowerment of women?
So thank you so much, Devika ji, and I'm very honored to be here. Hello everyone, Namaskar from Assam. And yeah, thank you so much, NewsX, for inviting me, and so nice to connect with all of you and to tell you about the Hargila birds and Hargila army. So I just want to share that when Devika ji introduced me as Purnima, I would like to connect with all of you, and I want to request all of you to forget my name, and I come here representing a bird from Northeast, and the bird's name is Hargila. So please call me as the Hargila bird, the greater adjutant stork, and you can see the bird, Hargila bird in my dress. Can you see the Hargila bird in my dress? Yeah, yeah. So this is one of the hugest species of storks in the world, and we are saving this bird from extinction. And this Assamese mekhela sadar that I am wearing, this is made by our Hargila army that Devika ji mentioned. Hargila army, what is Hargila army? Hargila army is an all-women army team, and so far we have more than 20,000 women who are homemakers converted into conservation leaders. And I request all of you to come to Northeast Assam and meet our Hargila army. So, and I also want to share the earring. Can you see the Hargila? And just I want all of you to fall in love with the Hargila bird at the first sight. And yes, so I want to spread this love with all of you. So now coming again.
Purnima ji, sorry, but you said 20,000 women.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about
Yeah.
that? How did you get so many women involved in this one project?
Yes, so things started slowly and slowly. When I started my work, only a few women joined. I must have to tell the story. When I became a conservationist after I gave birth to twin daughters. When they were 2.5 years old, I saw a man cutting down a huge nesting tree which was housing 9 nests, and all the baby hargila birds fell down, and I was there, and when I was questioning or confronting the person, everyone surrounded, and they started mocking me and started yelling at me, and they told that this bird is a bad omen, a disease carrier, and it doesn't need to live. And the moment they said this, I think that motherly instinct ignited in me, and from that day my mission started. And I think that I saw that women, not only in me, also in the hargila, that mothers, and as you asked me, so I think it was very important to share the journey. From that day, I realized that this bird should be a part of our tradition and culture. How somebody can treat a species as a bad omen, and so from that day, my mission started, and I started working with the women. From 10 women, 13 women, 200, and now we have over 20,000 women join, and it is a network of sisterhood, and it is also a story of empowerment. And I always believe that conservation and livelihood go together. But one thing I want to share, so I request all of you to come and please join us. We celebrate baby shower for hargila like the way we do for our Assamese expectant mothers. I think when we are expectant mothers, we call it as God Bharai, right? So we celebrate the baby shower for hargila, the God Bharai, Pansamrit ceremony for hargila, and it's not one term. We celebrate it every day, and this way our women join, and they integrated the hargila bird into our Assamese prayers also, our Nam Kirtan, and you can see like our passion becomes passion. So
Yes.
it's a day-to-day life, and this way it became such an infectious movement. Also in the wedding songs, we also celebrate hargila bird in the wedding. Wedding ceremony, and also separately our women celebrate the wedding of hargila. Like it's like a day-to-day life, or like hargila became a day-to-day life.
So you've managed to somehow completely tie in conservation with just how we're living on a day-to-day basis. And it's an incredible achievement to get so many people behind a single cause. But on that note, I also want to bring in Miss Rima Das, who's with us as well. Rima ji, in a way, I feel all of you are doing some form of activism as we think about it and as we understand it. And, you know, your films capture a very raw, unfiltered reality of life. What gave you the inspiration to take on this field and then do it solo for so many years? And what was your biggest learning?
Thank you, Devika, and thank you for having me. And I really feel happy and honored to be with these two ladies, Purnima and Pooja, how they are doing it and how they are talking their journey. So, how passionate they are, what they are doing. So, my inspiration started with love. I was looking for what is love, and doing things make me happy and also can make others happy. That's how probably it is. It is very interesting to also I feel fortunate that to find things you love, you know. I think that is where anything you want to do starts from there. And my journey also I came to Mumbai to become an actor, And then when I fall in love, I started watching world cinema and I fall in love with cinema. Uh, there was, I didn't have that kind of support and also resources to make movies. And also I never thought about it. It was not my dream to make movies. And but when I started,
So what
yes.
switched? What switched? You're saying that you came to Bombay, like lakhs of people do, right? And with that one big dream that we're going to be an actor in movies or television. So what really switched, and what then gave you the motivation and the energy to pursue filmmaking?
First, it was a cultural shock for me because I came from Assam, and when I grew up in Assam, that time I didn't realize I'm always Indian. I never thought that in Mumbai I would face that kind of questions that where are you from? I don't want to say names of other countries, like the kind of question I got that, okay, I can say like, are you from Nepal? Are you from China? Kind of things happened, and it was a cultural shock. And also I feel that sense of belonging. There was not enough, that space was not there. And so that from that only probably journey began differently. It took a
Wow.
different direction, in sense that finding my identity, because with me I came from academic background, and also I was best actress in my college and school, and suddenly I was nothing. So from there, probably the struggle was freedom to dream and freedom to achieve something and looking for my identity.
Well,
Because
from nothing to national awardee, I think that's a lovely trajectory to have. I'm sure there'll be many people out there who want to swap places with you right now. But that's a very interesting and a slightly tricky tangent where you've taken the conversation. So I want to touch upon it. Tricky because these questions can always come out wrong, but I want to understand from all of your perspectives, and quickly. Rima ji, what's the one misconception about the Northeast that you just wish people would stop asking you about, or just one misconception that you could bust that people may have about the Northeast?
I think I cannot say, I think quickly, but it is because somehow we are not there on the map. I think that was the struggle, and it is not, I don't think it is intentional. Also for me as a filmmaker and as an actor, what I mean that time I wanted to be, because there were not, like, there was no director, producer from that region, and when, because of that, if someone is coming from North India, someone is coming from Gujarat, right? So I cannot question them, and they cannot create opportunities for us.
Yes.
It is somehow slowly how it is, I can see progress, and how we are getting space, also, I mean, getting that respect. It is slowly changing. But
Okay.
also realizing I don't want to, I mean, I don't have complaints. It is just owning our place, doing hard work, also creating opportunities, I mean, for who deserve to be there. And
Absolutely.
so it is just
Okay.
like that. And it is because it's a huge country.
Yes.
So whatever I faced, it is, for some time I was angry, but slowly when I was back to my village to make movies, I especially made village rockstars with children and villagers, then I learned from nature, that love, and also not developing bitterness. So not to be bitter, but just understanding, that the depth of, I mean, how to be on the map, I think, and doing more. I have been continuously I started my journey making my first feature film, Man with the Binoculars, and that came
Yes.
out 2016. And now my latest film is Village Rock's sequel, Village Rocks 2. So I think fifth feature films and other documentaries and all. So I have been constantly working and trying to tell stories from that region to put
And-
us on the map. And
Yes.
after that, when Village Rocks was popular, it got attention and love and accolades. I didn't feel like I'm not Indian, like it was,
And
that love was, I mean,
interestingly, it's women like yourself who will help bridge the gap, as you say. Somewhere that there was a feeling that you're not on the map, but women like yourself, as you do more and more work, I'm sure that somewhere you'll help us bridge that gap. Pooja ji, one last question quickly to you. I just have 30 seconds. For the next generation of women in the Northeast, what's the most critical skill that you would want the girls to develop?
I think one of the most important skills for women everywhere, but especially from the Northeast, is to find our own voices, to find our own stories, and to tell it ourselves. I think people like Rima ji, the way they are owning it, the way they are owning the narrative, instead of having people from outside tell our stories, I think it's very important to own our stories. So I want women out there to be telling our own stories. We have filmmakers in Manipur also, like Meena Longjam and Lakshmi Priya. They are doing amazing. They are telling stories from ground realities. So I think that's amazing. And we have writers and poets. So I'm also really passionate about literature. I have a book club as well. So
yes.
I'm really passionate about people telling stories through all kinds of mediums. I recently had organized the Shiroi Lily Festival when I was director of tourism.
Yes.
So we had people from the Northeast come and talk about the way we are, how our narratives are different from the mainstream, and how we need to own that instead of trying to write and speak and portray ourselves like everyone else.
Absolutely.
So I think all the women out there, be proud of who you are, be confident. You don't have to hide your Northeasterness. Sometimes I feel that we try to assimilate so much that we forget our own roots and our traditions. I think we need to go back to our history, to our traditions, learn from it, and try to bring it forward into the 21st century.
Yes, and that's such a fantastic note for me to conclude this conversation. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Purnima Devi Barman, Ms. Pooja Elangbam, and Ms. Rima Das for joining us at We Women Want 2025 and the Shakti Awards as well. Thank you.
Devika, thank you. Pooja ji, you've been doing excellent work as the Deputy Commissioner. Of course, in your previous posting, that fabulous work for Manipur and for all the people living in Manipur. Our heart goes out for better times to come. Many thanks as well to Dr. Purnima Devi Barman and the work she's doing. Rima Das, as I said, one of the finest filmmakers of our times and a national awardee. Thank you very much. Let me now take the opportunity of inviting my colleague Uday back on stage, as I'm sure we've broken some glass there. We'll get that sorted out. Let me get Uday back on stage. It's going to be quite a crackling performance from him once again, after he's already been semi-proposed marriage in the previous sessions. Uday, let's have you back, and joining him will be some